Hello friends, myself Mr. Nimesh G. Gandhi, working as an assistant professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today we are going to discuss about heat conduction through a plane wall.
We are going to discuss about heat conduction through a plane wall. First of all, we are just consider the plane wall. You can see here one plane wall is there. Okay, the material of that plane wall is homogeneous. Material of the plane wall is homogeneous. It means what? Homogeneous means what? The thermal conductivity of the plane wall is everywhere is same. Thermal conductivity, it means K, is same everywhere at the plane wall. That is called homogeneous material. Now heat flowing in only x direction we are just consider here. Over then after that Q is the rate of heat transfer in the direction of heat flow. T1 is temperature maintained at phase 1 and T2 means temperature maintained at phase 2. So we are consider two phase 1 and phase 2. T1 is phase 1 temperature and T2 is phase 2 temperature. K is the thermal conductivity of the plane wall material. L is the thickness of the plane wall. L is the thickness of the plane wall. Over this figure, now we are just start the theory. How to start this theory first? So initially we are just consider general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinate. So already we derive in previous lecture general heat conduction Cartesian coordinate equation. So we are just consider first initially general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinates. Okay, we are just consider Cartesian coordinate equation. So what will be Cartesian coordinate equation? So Cartesian coordinate equation is del square t by del x square plus del square t by del y square plus del square t by del z square plus qg by k is equal to 1 upon alpha del t by del tau. So from that equation we can say that temperature is a function of x, y, z and tau. You can see here temperature with respect to x, temperature with respect to y, temperature with respect to z and temperature with respect to time. So we can say that temperature is a function of x, y and z. Okay, now first initially we are just considered that we are just assume that some of the assumption for the plane wall is there. So first assumption we are just considered that first assumption is what? Heat conduction take place under the condition steady state. So first initially we have to consider the steady state condition. And what is steady state condition? So steady state condition means what? Del T by del tau is equal to 0. It means what? Temperature does not change with respect to time. It means temperature remain constant. Over, so if you consider del T by del tau is equal to 0, so in Cartesian coordinate equation that term becomes a 0. That is our first assumption will just consider. Second will be consider no internal heat generation within the plane wall. It means what? If you consider that plane wall, so heat is transferred from that left side to right side, but without heat generation in the plane wall. There will be no heat generation within the plane. Heat is directly transferred T1 to T2. Why we should consider T1 to T2? Because T1 is greater than T2. and heat is always transfer higher side to lower side. So we are just consider it is heat flow from left side to right side. So at the time we are just consider there will be no heat generation within the plane wall. So how it will be considered? It will be considered Qg is equal to 0. There is no heat generation inside the plane wall. So we should consider Qg is equal to 0. If you consider Qg is equal to 0, so in Cartesian coordinate equation that term becomes a 0. So we should write Qg by K is equal to 0. Over. And third condition is what? Our rate of heat transfer is only one direction. Rate of heat transfer only take place only one direction. So we just consider rate of heat flow in only one dimensional. Okay, now if you consider one dimensional heat flow, it means what? Only x direction heat flow will be considered. So y direction and z direction will be 0. Okay, so that term becomes 0. Del square t by del y square and del square t by del z square is equal to 0. So is equal to del square t by del y square and del square t by del z square is equal to 0. Okay, so how we are just consider first we are just consider the steady state condition. It means del t by del tau is equal to 0. Second condition is no self heat generation or no heat generation within this wall. So at the time we are just consider Qg is equal to 0. And third condition is one dimensional heat flow. So we should consider del square t by del y square is equal to del square t by del z square is equal to 0. Over. Now you just consider now according to that. Already I told you that temperature is function of the x, y, z and tau. But now we are just consider according to these three conditions. We can say that term will be 0, that y, z is 0, that will be 0. So we can say that temperature is only now depend on the x direction. Temperature is only depend on the x direction. So what will be our now Cartesian coordinate equation? According to three assumption, we just reduce that Cartesian coordinate equation. So if we reduce Cartesian coordinate equation, so we should write del square t by del x square plus that del square t by del y square 0, del square t by del z square 0 plus Qg by K 0 is equal to del t by del tau is also 0 because we are consider three assumption will be there, and according to three assumption that term will be 0. So our t term will be del square t by del x square is equal to 0. Or we can also write, or we can say that K d square t by del x square is equal to 0. We can also write. Or now by integrating the above differential equation in 2 times. So now we are integrating the equation 2 times. So we just write by integrating the above differential equation twice. Okay, so now we are first integration of that equation del square t by del x square is equal to, first integration is what? dt by dx is equal to c1. Okay, now second integration of the differential equation, so it will be t is equal to c1x plus c2. c1 and c2 is arbitrary constant. C1 and C2 are arbitrary constant. So we are just finding out the value of the C1 and C2. Finding out the value of the C1 and C2. So how to determine the value of the C1 and C2? So from that figure, you can see here. If I will consider the first phase 1 and then after I will consider the phase 2. So we have a two boundary condition. If I will consider phase 1, so we have another boundary condition. If I will consider phase 2, we have another boundary condition. So suppose I will consider the phase 1. So what will be our boundary condition for the phase 1? So if I consider the phase 1, so at the time phase 1 here we are just considered our point. Okay, so at the time what? X is equal to 0. Initially condition, if you consider that will be our reference line. At the time thickness of that phase 1 is 0. X is equal to 0. So what will be our temperature? So T is equal to T1. So you can see here T is equal to T1. That is our first boundary condition. What will be our second boundary condition? So our second boundary condition is what? For the phase 2, we are just considered this will be the phase 1. Now similarly we are just consider for the phase 2 second boundary condition. For the phase 2, what will be the x? So x is equal to L. You can see here from the reference line, distance is L is there, so x is equal to L. And what will be the temperature? So T is equal to T2. You can see here T is equal to T2. That is our second boundary condition for the phase 2. So we are just consider boundary condition for the phase 1 and phase 2. Now we are just putting the first boundary condition in this equation. So we are just consider that is our equation number 1. Okay, we are just putting first boundary condition. Then after we are putting second boundary condition, we are just finding out the constant term C1 and C2. So I will just put the first boundary condition. So if I will put first boundary condition, what will be x? X is equal to 0. What is t? T is equal to T1. So T1 is equal to x is equal to 0. 0 into C1, 0 plus C2. So what will be our value of the C2? C2 is equal to T1. C2 is equal to T1. Over. Now we just put the second boundary condition. What will be our second boundary condition? X is equal to L. T is equal to T2. We just put in equation 1 here. Okay. So first of all, what is T? T is equal to T2. So T is equal to T2 is equal to C1 as it is. What is X? What is X? X is equal to L. So L plus C2. Okay. Here we are just putting first boundary condition. Here we are just putting the second boundary condition. Okay. Now what is C2? So C2 is equal to T1. So we can say that T2 is equal to C1L plus T1. Okay, and we can say that the C2 is equal to T1 over. So what will be C1? C1 is equal to, I am just taking the T1 this side, so it becomes T2 minus T1, and L this side, so it will be T2 by T1 minus L. That is your C1, and that will be your C2. Okay, now that value of the C1 and C2 arbitrary constant, we just put in this equation. T is equal to C1x plus C2. So we just put C1 and C2 put in equation number 1. We just put in equation 1. So into first T as it is. Okay, you can see here T as it is equal to, what is C1? So C1 means T2 minus T1 divided by L into X. Okay, what is T2? C2, sorry, C2 T1, so plus T1. So we just derive one equation. T is equal to T2 minus T1 divided by L X plus T1. That is that temperature distribution equation. That equation is indicate that temperature distribution across say wall is linear. Just consider the linear. Okay, and the temperature distribution equation is independent of thermal conductivity. Okay, so you can see here temperature distribution equation, the thermal conductivity is not present. So we can say that the temperature distribution equation is independent of the thermal conductivity, which is not depend on the thermal conductivity. Over output at temperature distribution. Now what is our target? Okay, our target is what? Heat conduction through a plane wall will be find out. Heat conduction, it means what? Okay, how much amount of heat will be flow from left side to right side, that will be find out. So how to determine that Q? So at that time we are just consider Fourier law of the conduction. Fourier law of the conduction. So now we are just consider now we are consider Fourier's law. Okay, so Fourier law equation is what? Okay, Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx. Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx, because we are just consider here conduction, rate of heat transfer take place from that one part of substance to another part of substance. We are just consider conduction. So at that time we are just consider Fourier law of conduction, and Fourier law of conduction is Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx. So already we find out the temperature distribution equation, but we need dt by dx. Okay, so that equation is differentiate with respect to x. So at that time we are just finding out dt by dx. Okay, so how it will be considered? So we just consider dt by dx is equal to d by dx as it is. And what is t? So t means t2 minus t1 divided by L into x plus t1. Okay, that is your t. Over now differentiation with respect to x. So we are differentiate with respect to x. So what will be our differentiation? So if you are differentiate with respect to x, so at that time x is there, so x means 1 will be there. So at that time what will be there? t2 minus t1 divided by only L. So dt by dx is equal to t2 minus t1 divided by L. Then plus t1, it means constant term, that differentiation will be 0. So what is dt by dx? dt by dx is equal to t2 minus t1 divided by L. Okay, what is Fourier law? Q is equal to minus k dt by dx. We just put the value of the dt by dx. So q is equal to minus ka as it is. And what is dt by dx? dt by dx means t2 minus t1 divided by L. Over. Now we just interchange this sign. We are just taking negative sign inside. Okay, so what will be our equation? So q is equal to, we can say that ka as it is. We are just taking negative sign inside, so it becomes t1 minus t2 divided by L. t1 minus t2 divided by L. We can also write q is equal to t1 minus t2 divided by L by ka. We can also write t1 minus t2 divided by L by ka. So we can say that q is equal to t1 minus t2 divided by RTH. We can say that RTH. What is RTH? So that is your thermal conduction resistance for the wall. RTH means thermal conduction resistance for wall. And what will be the RTH? So RTH is equal to L by K into area. Over. Now you can see that here, this is the equation for the equivalent thermal circuit. Equivalent thermal circuit, you can see here. Okay, that circuit is from that figure is there. Okay, from this figure we can say that that will be circuit is there. So you can see here, that is Q means what? That will be your Q. Okay, now how much amount of heat will be transferred? So due to temperature difference T1 to T2, so that will be your thermal resistance will be produced due to temperature difference RTH. Okay, and that will be your Q. It means outside heat will be there. Okay, and what will be the RTH conduction? That is your conduction. That will be we derive R thermal conduction is equal to thermal conduction for the resistance for the wall is L by K into area. Over. I hope you can easy to understand. Over. First of all, one more time I will just give you the overview of that theory. How to derive first. Let us consider one wall. Okay, how much amount of heat will be transferred from that wall, we are just finding out. So how it will be considered? So we are just consider first general heat conduction equation for the Cartesian coordinate. We are just consider that Cartesian coordinate. In Cartesian coordinate we are just assumption will be considered, three assumption will be considered. So first assumption is steady state condition, second is no heat and generation inside the wall surface, and then third will be one dimensional heat flow. So we are just consider according to three assumption, del T by del tau is equal to 0 for the first assumption, second assumption Qg by K is equal to 0, and third assumption del square T by del y square is equal to del square T by del square T by del z square is equal to 0. So three assumption will be considered. Due to that three assumption, that equation will be reduced. Only now temperature is depend on only x direction, so we should consider del square T by del x square is equal to 0. Okay, now that equation is integrating. Okay, so after the integration we got this equation. The first integration, it will be dt by dx is equal to C1. Second integration, that will be considered. Then after we just considered the two boundary condition for the first boundary condition phase 1, second boundary condition for the phase 2. So we are just consider phase 1 boundary condition x is equal to 0, t is equal to t1. Phase 2 boundary condition x is equal to L at the time t is equal to t2. We just put first boundary condition in this equation number 1, and then after we are just putting the second boundary condition. Why we should put that two boundary condition? Because we are just finding out the value of the C1 and C2. If we are putting the first boundary condition, we are just finding out the C2, and then after we are just putting the second boundary condition, we are just finding out the C1. After finding out the C1 and C2, we just put the value of the C1 and C2 in equation number 1. After that, we just get this equation T is equal to T2 minus T1 divided by L x T1. Or that is your temperature distribution equation across the wall is linear. Why we should consider wall is linear? So linearly your temperature will be dropped T1 to Tt. So we should consider that will be your delta T. Okay, delta T will be considered, that is your delta T is there, and that will be delta X will be considered. Or then after now we are just consider now according to theory, okay, heat conduction through the plane wall will be find out. It means how much amount of heat will be transferred. It means that will be find out. So how it should be find out? So at that time we just consider the Fourier law of conduction. Fourier law conduction. What is Fourier law of conduction? Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx. Over then after dt by dx is required, so that equation is differentiated with respect to x. So after the differentiation we get the equation dt by dx is equal to t2 minus t1 divided by L. Over then after we just put dt by dx in Fourier law equation. Okay, then after the sign change will be considered here, rearrange over up to there, and then after we just consider RTH, that is thermal conduction resistance for the wall. It will be considered, and it will be L by Ka. Over. Thank you.